Hey there neighbors, Julie from Wild Homestead Living here, and welcome to our creative workshop. I am so excited to be with you here today. In our conversation, I'm going to be covering a quick recap of our video from last week, which was New Year's Day, a little bit of a reflection on the response to that, and then looking ahead to the coming week. So let's get started. So on New Year's Day, I did not intend to record a video to publish, but when I woke up, I felt really called to share the message that I gave in that video. And there were 4 key points. As a quick recap, I was both for myself and asking of you to think about, reflecting on what worked over the last year really well for you and to celebrate it. To think about the things that maybe didn't go as planned or didn't go as well, and then to set an intention or multiple intentions for what you want in the coming seasons, and to think of one small action you could take in the next week. A lot of our content, our videos, our articles, we spend a lot of time sort of planning out and crafting and editing and refining, and that video was not one of them. It was a little bit rambly. I had no script. It was just not maybe boring, but I didn't have a lot of visuals to go with it, and yet I felt really inspired to share it without knowing what the response would be. And so I was so delighted when it got such an overwhelmingly positive response. And yet maybe that shouldn't surprise me. Those of us who are drawn to this kind of life, I think, are really craving authenticity on all levels. So moving forward on a regular-ish basis, I'm going to be creating these more vlog style, coaching style conversations. Our how-to stuff will still be focused on the harder skills, the more tangible stuff, really specific, like making sourdough products, using tools, growing a garden. And then these videos are going to be really focused more on mindset, and we will be covering accountability and encouragement. This might not be as much of your thing as the how-to, but here's what I've discovered is that really the mindset and the inner work lays the foundation for all of the other stuff to happen. So the best success I've had and the most success I've seen in others is when you can sort of dovetail the two. So the intentions that I set and shared with you last week, there's kind of 2 big buckets. One of them for me is really expanding and improving our year-round growing here in a pretty limited space and kind of a marginal homestead, and also expanding and refining our ability to help you and help people to begin their healthy living sustainability journey. So last week I mentioned that I was getting a coaching certification, and I'm excited to let you know that I achieved the certification. And while I'm still determining what opportunities I'm going to be offering for one-on-one coaching, I'm really excited about the tools that I've developed and the ways that I'm going to be able to share them with you to help you really reach that next level of your own homestead dream. And the goal that I set for myself in the last week was to start our garden planning. Now, I had hoped that I would have all of my garden plan for at least the spring complete at this point, and that didn't happen. That's okay, but I do have a plan, and we are going to really focus on growing greens and beans and peas. So now that I have that, I can start focusing on the next small step, which is going to be figuring out what seeds I need to purchase. Now to do that, I'm going to need to go through our seed box and see what's still viable and determine the new varieties that we might want to try. There's 2 particular seed companies that I love that we're going to be purchasing from this year, and probably some other small ones, but the big ones are Territorial Seed Company and High Mowing Organic Seeds. We've had really great results with both of these companies and feel very strongly about their ethics, both in supplying seeds as well as to human beings and the earth in general. So now that I've shared my updates with you, I want you to think about where you're at this point in the week. If you set a goal, if you set a small step for the last week, I want to celebrate you, because taking that step, just even deciding to set a goal, can take courage and it can be a little scary. So that is an awesome step in and of itself. If you actually set it and you achieved it, then congratulations, that is amazing. You can celebrate extra. If you set a goal and you didn't meet it, this is not a time to beat yourself up or to dwell in regret or to become paralyzed by perfection. Whatever happened in the last week, you can just put it in the rearview mirror, and there's always an opportunity to choose a new intention, to choose a new goal. So what I encourage you to do is right now, just do a quick reflection with yourself about whether or not you set a goal and whether or not you achieved it, and then to think about what very small, tiny step you can take in the next week that is moving you towards your intentions and your bigger dream for your life. If you try to take too big of a step, it can set you up for failure and to feel defeat. So I encourage you to think about what one small step is that you can take. Like I said, my small step is going to be to figure out what specific seeds I'm going to need for my garden. All right, we've got our one small step to commit to each other for the next week. I'd love to know what yours is. If you feel like sharing, you can drop it in the comments or you can email it to us directly. If you are looking for ways to get started with homesteading, whether you're in the city, country, or somewhere in between, we would love for you to download our free quick start guide to homesteading, which you can get at our website, which is wildhomesteadliving.com, as well as sign up for our free email notes to our community. That's one of the best ways to keep in touch with us. Wherever you are, remember, there is no one right way to homestead, only the way that's right for you.